Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fandom Fights for an exciting teams match. We've got the Pinheads going up against Book of Morbin, Will and Jeremy up against Igor and Spence. Looking forward to this. Spence and Igor being really good so far. Like a team that in their debut came out and played really, really well. I think I don't want to say to the surprise, but I think it was just like how good they did. We were like, whoa, holy crap. And they did really well. And then Pinheads, same business, big business. Jeremy, Will coming out and playing really well. Will's having a great season. Jeremy's having a great season. So these, I think, are very evenly matched teams, which is, kind of what we try to do sometimes, put evenly matched teams against each other. I really don't know who's going to come out on this one. This is going to be really interesting. So let's go talk to the players right now in the promos.
I thought they'd say something. They're ready. Light the fuse, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
Back.
Our hungry little buddy. So how you feeling, Will?
I'm feeling okay.
Me too.
We
get to play the team with the best name in fandom. Shout out, guys.
Absolutely.
But in the fandom name or the faction named after the third best Mission Impossible movie, it's weird. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Short, sweet, to the point. Let's get into the match, starting with round number 1. Here's how it's going to work. There are going to be 10 questions from 10 random categories in the realm of fandom fights. Each question is going to be worth 1 point a piece. If you get all 10 questions correct, you will be issued a bonus question to you, only to you. 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions as we get into this?
I'm terrified, whatever that was.
What?
T-Rex?
Oh, the puppy. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. Starting with your first question. It's going to come in the category of Star Wars. Who helps DJ steal the ship that he rescues Finn and Rose with on Canto Bight in The Last Jedi? I watched this movie a few weeks ago. Good flick. Very enjoyable. My second favorite of the trilogy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Will.
I said BB-8.
Igor.
BB-8.
Jeremy.
BB-8.
And Spence.
BB-8.
BB-8 is correct. So clean sweep as we get into the next question in the category of Star Trek. Which Star Trek film was the first one to feature time travel? People keep messing with time. Keeps tending to mess back. Get it from the movie. No, you don't like that? No? Okay. You're okay. Bucky, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Igor.
Star Trek the Motion Picture.
Let's go to Jeremy.
The Voyage Home.
Spence.
Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
And Will.
I said Roman numeral 4, The Voyage Home.
4, The Voyage Home is correct. So it is 4-3 in favor of the Pinheads as we get into the next question in Pixar. What type of mythical creature do the Lightfoots have as a pet in Onward? A delightful film. Nick Twohig, big fan of this one. This is top 5 Pixar for Nick. He loves this movie. It's very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. I haven't watched it since COVID, I think. No, I watched it the 21 I watched it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Jeremy.
The Dragon.
Spence.
Shout out to Benjamin Wade, Dragon.
Will.
Dragon.
And Igor.
Unicorn.
Dragon is correct. So 6-4. Your next question is in the category of sci-fi icons. Who plays the captain of the Nostromo, Dallas, in Alien? Alien. Hold the S. How's Ellie doing? Passed out. What a bitch. 5, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Let's go to Spence.
Is that Ian Holm?
No. Let's go to
Damn.
Will.
I know I'm wrong. I said Tom Berenger.
Let's go to Igor.
Tom Skerritt.
And Jeremy.
Tom Skerritt.
Tom Skerritt is correct. So with
Good
that, I
Jeremy.
believe Jeremy's the only one to remain perfect. So we get into your next question in the category of DC. In V for Vendetta, the character Peter Creedy oversees what aspect of the government? The government. What a fickle beast. Well, depending on where you live, but most places a fickle beast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Will.
I spelled one of these words wrong, but I said TV production censorship.
Let's go to Igor.
The Secret Police.
Jeremy.
I said police.
And Spence.
Law.
Police is what we were looking for.
Okay.
Secret police is what we were looking for, but we will also accept just police as well. So
Do I get law?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
Can I bring Joe in for a second?
Yes.
Hi.
So, Secret Police is specifically what Creedy oversees. Police is what Finch oversees.
Yeah, there is a difference to secret
There
police
is a
or
difference.
I think secret police or fingermen would have been the
Yeah.
acceptable one, whereas I do think
Like Stephen
Police-
Ray's character
there
is
are-
the police.
the secret police and the police are two separate things.
I say we
They're
challenge, right, Joe?
Helping us challenge. Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back
Challenge.
after this challenge. All right, we're back from the challenge. I talked to Sir Nicholas. We looked at the characters in the movie that Igor was referring to. So we didn't ask specific in the question. We were looking for police or secret police is the specific part, but both characters are kind of overseeing parts of the police. So we would accept police or secret police. So Igor gets the point. Jeremy gets the point. It is 8-6, and Morbin does lose their challenge. But we are going to move into the next question, which is in the category of the Wizarding World. What is the first name of the boy who gets petrified by seeing the basilisk through nearly headless Nick in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets? Oh man, the Chamber of Secrets. I remember seeing this in the theater. What a time. What a time to be alive. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Igor.
Justin.
And Jeremy.
I said Calvin.
And Spence.
Seamus is a character.
That's true. And Will.
I said Colin.
Justin is correct. So Igor, the only one to hit that, making it 8-7, cutting into that lead a little bit. The next question is in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for Deadpool 2? This is the second film in the Deadpool series. Not to be confused with the fourth one, because that doesn't exist. How you doing over there, McCaw? It's crazy how you're a macaw, and now we have our own little flock. Crazy. 5, 4.
Repeat the question.
All right, that's going to be the first repeat for Morbin. Who composed the score for Deadpool 2? Not a big fan of this one. There are scenes, isolated scenes I enjoy, but on the whole, not a big fan. Do not like the main character, like the new main character of this movie, like the villain kid. Sucks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Jeremy. Maybe. Jeremy Potters.
So Tyler Bates.
We will go to Spence.
Tyler Bates.
We'll go to Will.
Bates.
Alan Silvestri.
And Igor.
I went Christoph Beck.
Tyler Bates is correct. So it's 9-8, and we are going to let Jeremy leave and come back. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. The next question is in the category of American Spies. In The Bourne Identity, while at Marie's friend Eamon's house, Bourne realizes there is an assassin outside when what appears to be missing? That was a wordy one. Like Nick drinking water like a scrum. 5, 4, 3.
Repeat, please.
All right, that's going to be the first repeat for Pinheads. In the Bourne identity, while at Marie's friend Eamon's house, Bourne realizes there's an assassin outside when what appears to be missing? I got nothing. Got nothing.
If the assassin's outside your place, what's missing?
I'm going to say 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Jeremy.
Let's say a lock.
Let's go to Spence.
Gun.
Let's go to Will.
I said a window pane.
And Igor.
I believe it's the dog.
The dog is
Yes!
so that is a tie game. And Jeremy looks frozen as hell.
I think she's holding it.
All right, your next question is in the category of James Bond. Which James Bond film features the main villain surviving a helicopter crash just before Bond spares his life? That's nice of Bond. It's like Maggie every night, but she spares my life. 5. She nods. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Will.
I said the living daylights.
Let's go to Igor.
Spectre.
Jeremy.
Second.
And Spence.
Quantum of Solace.
Spectre is correct. So we are still tied up. It is 10-10 as we get into the final question of the round in the category of DreamWorks. What real name does the Boss Baby get at the end of the Boss Baby?
Fuck.
Just first name. The Boss Baby. I saw this opening night in 3D because that's the life I had in 2017. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Igor.
Is this a good name for a baby? I don't know. Robert.
No. Let's go to Jeremy.
I said Kevin.
Also, why are we naming people in my family? Let's go to Spence.
Jim.
No. Let's go to Will.
I said Tyler.
Will is the closest. The answer is Ted.
Oh,
Ted Theodore.
That's a
one could
shitty
say.
baby name.
So it is
Better than Robert.
10-10, all tied up as we get into round number 2. Here's how it's going to work. It's the wheel round. We're going to bring in the wheel from wheeldecide.com. Each team is going to have a chance to spin the wheel. If you like what you spin, you can keep it, or you can choose to spin again. And then you got to keep what you spin the second time. Each question is worth 2 points apiece. Unless you check the multiple choice, then it will be worth only 1 point. And be on the lookout. Stealing's available in round number 2, so it's going to get spooky in here. So the categories on the wheel today are as follows: Star Wars, Disney Animation, DreamWorks Animation, DC, Law and Order, James Bond, Sci-Fi Icons, and Star Trek. Pinheads. You are the higher ranked team, so you get to decide, do you want to spin first or defer to Book of Morbin?
I say we let them go first.
that's what I was thinking too.
Okay. So then we will bring in Mr. Joe Farrelly, and this will be the spin for Book of Morbin.
Great round. You had a bit of a deficit and then came around.
Lands on Jimmy B.
So, we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to try for something better?
It's up to you. I'm good with it, but if you want to shoot for something, I'm also
I can help
happy
you
to
with
do that.
6 movies, and that's my only concern.
I'm pretty confident in all of Bond, so I mean, obviously,
All right.
it's up
not
to you.
something- It's not something that, it's something that a lot of people spin away from, so I still think there's a lot of questions available. So I think you could have a good level of questions here. And I'm gonna always agree with keeping Bond. So.
Igor, are you feeling confident?
I am.
Igor,
Right,
you
let's rock it.
also had a good back half of the round, so I think you're on a good bit of momentum now. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Let's keep Bond.
Okay. All right. I will be giving you your questions in Bond. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Your first question in James Bond. Which James Bond film features a restaurant called Filet of Soul?
It's Live and Let Die.
Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who plays the main villain, Elliot Carver, in Tomorrow Never Dies?
Jonathan Pryce.
I knew that one. Final answer.
That's correct for 2 points. Third question. When we first see Lashif playing poker in Casino Royale, what specifically does he do that he promises the general means nothing sinister and is simply a bodily function derangement?
It's his tear duct is bleeding, or his
That's
eye is
right.
bleeding.
Yeah.
His eye is bleeding. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question. In Dr. No, once Bond and Honey get to the radiation installation on Crab K, they are drugged by No's henchmen when they have what kind of drink?
It's one of two things that I'm not 100%
multiple.
sure of. Yeah. Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, whiskey, B, martinis, C, tea, or D, coffee.
Don't say the two. Just shoot one.
Yeah, I know. I'll think about it for a second. I'll shoot for it. I might take a repeat of the options when he comes.
Go right
when
ahead.
He counts down.
All you.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the options.
Okay, your options again. A, whiskey, B, martinis, C, tea, or D, coffee.
Coffee. Final answer.
That is correct for 1 point.
Yes.
And your final question in James Bond. In On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Tracy is shot dead immediately after what specific event?
A wedding. Wedding.
wedding
Final
or like-
answer. Well, it's her wedding, but her wedding. Final answer.
I heard final answer
Yeah,
earlier for wedding, and I will accept that for 2 points.
Okay.
that's fine. He didn't ask specifically, so I figured.
I
it was
did
fine.
actually,
He
but
did.
I heard
did
wedding,
you?
and that is what we have in the doc, so that's okay.
Okay.
So
Fair enough. We're good.
all right, so 19. You get your points up to 19 to Pinhead's 10. So we will bring back the wheel, and this is going to be the spin for the Pinheads. It lands on Star Trek.
How are you feeling about this, Jeremy?
I mean, I like it. The one thing I didn't want, they took and ran with it. So I mean, I think we can spin again, get something a little better.
Okay.
Unless you
I
really,
trust
if
you.
you really want to keep it, we can keep it. You said you've been wrong.
I have been watching this, but there are still better categories on here that I want.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and spin again, please.
Let's
Okay.
spin again.
This is what you're going to be stuck with,
Damn it.
and it lands on opponent's choice. So we will bring back in Mr. Fairley.
So, I think there's three options:
Okay.
Disney, DreamWorks, or we just go for the meme and give them Star Wars, so it's always in the matches.
I just think it's where you think you're going to pick up more steals.
Okay.
You feel good about DreamWorks and Disney, though.
I
Spence, so
do. I know that Will's been studying DreamWorks is my only inclination. And
Disney,
the
maybe?
one that went around one was like hard enough that I don't think it like shows like who knows what.
Mhm.
I will say go with your gut. Things seem to be in our favor. The one thing we didn't want to spin would have been our second spin. So I think things seem to be working in our favor. So go with your guts. on this.
Igor, can you help more in Disney or DreamWorks?
Probably Disney.
All right, give him Disney.
Disney.
Okay. Then Disney
Tim,
animation.
can I leave and come back again? I feel like I'm lagging.
Yes,
Or am I okay?
All right, Pinheads, I'm giving you your questions in Disney animation. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right, your first question in the category of Disney animation. Which Disney animated film features an important object called the Devil's Eye?
I believe that's the Rescuers.
Yeah, that's the jewel
That's-
or whatever.
Yeah, that's the jewel that they're looking for. The Rescuers, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. Who voices Mayor Lionheart in Zootopia?
That's J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
J.K. Simmons, final answer.
That is correct for 2 more points.
I'm sorry, Igor.
So good.
Your third question. What instrument does the alligator Louie play in The Princess and the Frog?
Trumpet.
Go for it, man.
Trumpet, final answer.
That's correct for 2 points. Sorry, that's an old joke right there. Okay, your next question. What kind of animal is Timothy in Dumbo?
He's a mouse.
Yeah, the mouse. Mouse,
Yeah.
final answer.
That is correct for 2 more points. And your final question in the category of Disney animation. Who brings Zeus and Hera flowers after Hercules is born at the beginning of Hercules?
Oh, man.
5, 4.
Multiple choice, please.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Hades, B, Narcissus, C, Hermes, or D, Orpheus.
Is it Hades?
No, Hades doesn't bring anything. He just shows up.
Can we get a repeat of the options, please?
Yes, you can. Your options again are A, Hades, B, Narcissus, C, Hermes, or D, Orpheus.
So I'm thinking Hermes.
That's what I was
Just
thinking
because
too.
he like yeah. You want let's just go Hermes. Final answer.
That is correct for 1 point and a tie game.
Damn.
So
Good
we
good
stay
job,
all
guys.
Tied up
Thank you.
19 all as we get into the round 3, which is the betting round. Here's how it's going to work. We are going to say a category. Then you are going to have to decide whether you want to bet 0, 1, or 2 on the question. If you get the question right, you will gain those points. If you get the question wrong, you will lose those points. The first question will have to be taken by one player. Whoever takes that one, the other player must take the second one. You can reset for questions 3 and 4, and then work together on question 5 should we get there. Any questions from the players?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then the first question is going to come in the category of scores and soundtracks. All right. We will get bets starting with Pinheads. Who's taking it and how much?
I am for 1.
Okay. And Morbin, who's taking it and how much?
I am for 1.
Okay. Here is your question in the category of scores and soundtracks. What is the title of the first song that plays in the film Aladdin? It is very hard to not sing right now. When did you get that jar of pasta salad?
Yep.
You are one sneaky mama. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Jeremy.
Arabian Nights.
And Spence.
Like Arabian Days.
Arabian Nights is correct. It is 20 all as we get into the next category that Will and Igor have to take. It's DreamWorks animation. Let's get bets starting with Igor
0.
and Will.
1.
Okay, here's your question. Who voices Dr. Cockroach in Monsters vs. Aliens? I really like this movie. I saw it for the first time for Fandom. I missed it back in theaters, but I saw it watching it for Fandom back in, I want to say 2019. Definitely, I watched it for the my first title match. 5, 4, singles time. 2, 1, pens down. Let's go to Igor, who bet 0.
No idea. Wallace Shawn.
No, Will.
Dr. House himself, Hugh Laurie.
Damn it.
That is true. It is Hugh Laurie. It is 21-20 in favor of the Pinheads. We can now reset who takes this next question, and it is the category of let's all go to court, law and order. Let's get bets starting with Pinheads. Who's taking it and how much?
I'm taking it. I'm just going to bet conservatively 1.
Okay, and Morbin, who's taking it and how much?
Taking it for 2.
Okay, your question in the category of law and order. Which Law and Order film features the characters Mei Lin and Warlock? Let's all go to court. Boom, boom. Let's all do some law now. Some law. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with the Pinheads.
Live Free or Die Hard.
And Igor.
Live Free or Die Hard.
That is correct. So we have a tie game, 22-22. Jeremy and Spence have to take the next question, and the category is YA. Let's get bets starting with Jeremy.
1.
Okay, and Spence.
2.
Okay, the question in the category of YA is, what is the name of the youngest wolf in Jacob's pack in the Twilight series?
I'm sorry, Igor.
Let's all go to court. Boom, boom. Let's all do some law now. Some law. Love that song. So good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Spence.
I just put Jared. I'm not going to hit it.
And Jeremy.
I have no idea. I said Jeff.
Both incorrect. We were looking for Seth.
Okay.
Seth. So with that, Pinhead's only betting 1 is in the lead now, 21-20. So one category remaining. You can work together on this one, and the category is Planet of the Apes. Let's get bets, starting with Book of Morbin.
I love you, Dominic Rizzi. 2.
And Pinheads.
1.
Okay, we are going to start with Book of Morbin. If they hit their question, we will move over to the Pinheads to go to their question. If they miss, the Pinheads will win, and we will not need to go to their question. Math. Okay, so Pinheads, you selected question 1, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so Morbin, I will be giving you question 2. Are you ready?
Yeah.
As ready as we'll ever be.
All right, your question in Planet of the Apes. What is the name of Breck's inspector in Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, who returns as the main human villain in Battle for the Planet of the Apes?
You just studied these, right?
Not that recently.
Take your time. This is you. Focus on it. I'll call for repeats.
Mhm.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is your second repeat. What is the name of Breck's inspector in Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, who returns as the main human villain in Battle for the Planet of the Apes?
You know what it starts with?
No.
Okay.
5, 4, 3.
Good
2.
question.
All right, that is your final repeat. What is the name of Breck's inspector in Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, who returns as the main human villain in Battle for the Planet of the Apes?
Are there any like connecting threads in your head between like related names or?
Yeah, no, I don't have it. I cannot remember the main villain. All right. Good game, guys. Xavier, final answer.
And your winners, Pinheads. The answer was Colt.
Damn good game, guys. Damn
So,
good game.
very, very
Yeah,
close one. Wow. 21-18 is the final score. Very, very close match. And all teams playing really well. Round one, a bit of a slow start for everyone, 10-10 coming out of that round, but 9 for 10 for both teams in round two. Bit of a back and forth in round three. This was a very, very exciting Fandom Fights match. Happy I got to be here for it. So let's get into the post-match interviews. We're going to start by talking to Book of Morbin. Guys, excellent match. I think round number one, like I said, maybe a little bit of a slow start. But you guys came back in round two with a category you seemed confident in, but were kind of, I don't know. And you ran with it, and you did incredibly well. A category a lot of people are afraid of, doing very well in that. So how do you guys feel about the match overall?
I mean, this really just came down to two things. Will is better at Disney than we thought he was, and I got a 4-point swing in YA. That was the end of it. As well as we could. We got holes to shore up, things to work on for the fall tournament. I think if y'all are doing that, I actually don't remember. Okay, yeah. We'll be like the 8 seed or something. We'll play who else is like 1 or like 2-2 or whatever. Like we'll play someone that'll give us a fight. We have time to work, and I'm gonna make sure we do that. I'd make sure I'll do that.
Igor.
Yeah, no, it was a good match. I thought we played well together. I thought we collaborated on everything strategically. Yeah, strategically as well as we could. I think strategy was there. Questions maybe a little bit tougher than we were expecting, but yeah, no, we went. Bond went well, and unfortunately, Planet of the Apes came up, and we just didn't have the poll. So it happens, and we'll be back next time.
Yeah, Joe, any thoughts from you?
Quite a few. Just a few thoughts. One, I think that they played really well. I think great to show that this isn't just a team that knows Star Wars when it comes to round two. I think Igor showed a lot of really good strategy for a newer player. Like in that James Bond question where he asked for a repeat of the options rather than a repeat of the question. I think that's something that comes with more experience. It was a good understanding of the game, and I think these two players, I think Spence and Igor, still really complement each other very well. I think Spence's experience is really sort of coming through, and I think what it does is it's sort of Igor's sort of hunger as a newer player is sort of getting Spence like really wanting to study more, and I think it's really good to see. And I think they showed today that they'll be a threat.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see what you guys do next because I think this is a very promising team. As shown today, I mean, 18 points is a very good score coming out of a full match. So great job. I can't wait to see what happens next with Book of Morbin as we bring in the Pinheads, today's winners. Gentlemen, great job. Again, same sentiments. Round one, maybe a little bit slower. Round two, excellent 9 points on opponent's choice. And then just crushing round three. I think, like even me as someone who's played this game a lot, watched this game for years now at this point, I was kind of like, why aren't we betting big? You guys are betting one. What's going on? But you clearly knew what you were doing. You bet how you needed to on the categories that you needed to bet on. So I think this was a really, really great game. How are you guys feeling about the match? Didn't even have to answer your final question.
So if you don't mind, Jeremy, I want to take this one first.
Yeah,
first of all, Jesus Christ, Igor and Spence, you guys put out a great game. Do not, hold your heads about this. You guys, had us sweating really hard going into that last question. But obviously this is not the greatest round one for us. I think the only time that we played a round one that was maybe slightly worse than this was the time that we got knocked out. So, but definitely we came back. I don't know what it is about opponent's choice for us. Every single time we're given opponent's choice, we wound up killing that category.
I was gonna say that people give us something an opponent's choice, and they go, "Oh, maybe that was a mistake." But it's they played great. Like it comes down to the last question. Not very many Fandom matches go all the way to the end.
No,
they're a superb team. It was a pleasure to play them. Look out, whoever plays them coming up next or in the tournament. I mean, you better be ready because they're ready.
But I do want to say one last thing. I know a lot of people have kind of been sleeping on the Pinheads just a little bit, and I think after our last 2 matches and then this, I think that we have now kind of proven that we're the heavy hitters that I always knew that we kind of were. So, definitely look out for Morbin, but also kind of look out for us too. That's all I'm gonna say.
Awesome. Well, it won't be long before we see you guys again. You are playing in another match next week, actually. But
wow,
I'm gonna save who you're playing for the green room. We'll see you guys next week with another match. Thank you guys for watching. This was an excellent one. Thank you to the Pinheads. Thank you to Morbin and their manager Joe. I have been Tim. Thank you to Nick for writing this one. We will see you guys next time with another great match. Until then, bye-bye.
But again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.